Clara Dao was once the face of online body positivity. With millions of followers on YouTube Shorts and TikTok, she told young women everywhere, "You're beautiful just the way you are." Whether it was talking about bloating, skinny shaming, or embracing body hair, Clara came across as genuine, kind, and empowering. Someone who seemed to actually get it. But now, that image is crumbling. In the span of just a few weeks, Clara has gone from beloved role model to the center of a firestorm. First, she dropped a video casually promoting restrictive eating habits, framed as health advice. Then, shortly after, she shocked fans again with a breast augmentation reveal, despite years of preaching self-acceptance. So what happened? Did Clara betray her own message for views? Or was the body positivity brand just a mask all along? Let's break it all down. 1. The rise of Clara Dao, internet's comfort creator. Before the controversy, Clara Dao was everything you'd want in an internet big sister. She wasn't flashy, she wasn't performative, she was calm, wholesome, and unapologetically honest. Crying on camera, talking about body hair, bloating, awkward relationships, all the stuff influencers usually try to hide. But Clara didn't hide. And that's exactly what made people love her. She found her niche by speaking to an often ignored group, naturally skinny women. In a world where body positivity was mostly focused on curvier figures, and rightfully so, Clara reminded people that skinny shaming was real too. Her message wasn't "be like me," it was "I get it and you're valid." She filled a void. She made people feel seen. And for young women drowning in filters, comparison traps, and diet culture, Clara's videos felt like a safe space. A rare comfort creator in a sea of curated content. That's what made the backlash hit so hard. 2. The viral video that sparked outrage title, "How to Stay Skinny Without Dieting." This was the moment everything changed. Clara Dao uploaded a video titled, "How to Stay Skinny Without Dieting," and almost instantly, it went viral, for all the wrong reasons. What was supposed to be another friendly wellness tip turned into a social media firestorm. Why? Because the tips sounded eerily similar to disordered eating. Here's what Clara recommended. Only eat when you're really hungry, as in skip food unless your stomach is growling. Avoid all snacks, even if you're genuinely hungry between meals. If you overeat one day, skip meals the next. Let your body balance out, she said. Snacking is just extra calories. Full stop. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Calm, confident, smiling, framing these ideas as balanced and intuitive, when to many viewers, especially those with eating disorder history, it felt like a masterclass in restriction. The backlash was immediate and intense. Fans accused Clara of glamorizing starvation under the guise of health. Others pointed out the hypocrisy. How could someone who built a career on body acceptance now promote habits that sound dangerously close to eating disorders? What made it worse? Her massive audience includes young girls. And this wasn't an outlier. It was a step-by-step guide that now lives online for millions to find. 3. The hypocrisy accusation. This is where things really blew up. Clara Dao wasn't just criticized for the content of her How to Stay Skinny video, it was the disconnect between her message and her entire brand that hit fans the hardest. For years, Clara positioned herself as a body positivity icon. She made videos reassuring people that bloating is normal, that beauty isn't defined by weight, that you're allowed to be yourself, flaws and all. She spoke openly about being skinny shamed and used her platform to defend people who feel invisible in a world obsessed with curves. So, when she suddenly dropped a tutorial that encouraged skipping meals, demonizing snacks, and obsessing over portion control, it didn't just seem harmful, it seemed like a total betrayal. Fans started calling it out. How can you preach body positivity while subtly shaming people who eat more than you? You're criticizing processed food and restaurant portions, but most people can't afford organic kale and portion control apps. You said all bodies are valid until someone gains weight. The comments flooded in. Clara was accused of creating a double standard, a kind of body positivity that only applies to thin women who eat clean and never indulge. The very people she once empowered now felt judged, even attacked. The core of the backlash: body positivity isn't real if it only makes one type of body feel worthy. And by shifting from inclusivity to control, Clara's message became exactly what she once stood against: 4. The plastic surgery reveal. Just as the eating habits controversy was settling into scandal territory, Clara Dao reignited backlash with another bombshell. She had gotten breast augmentation. Now, let's be clear. Plastic surgery is a personal decision, and no one should be shamed for choosing what makes them feel comfortable in their body. But when your entire brand is built on the idea of loving yourself as you are, suddenly revealing that you surgically enhanced your appearance hits differently. For years, Clara's content centered around embracing your imperfections. She proudly showcased her naturally small chest, her unshaven legs, her bloated stomach on off days. She spoke for the girls who felt invisible in a sea of curated perfection, and that's exactly why so many of her fans felt blindsided. They weren't angry because she had surgery. They were angry because it directly contradicts the image she sold them. She promoted confidence, then quietly paid for curves. She told followers not to change for anyone, then changed herself. She represented realness, only to reveal she'd crossed into the very standards she once criticized. For many, this felt like a tipping point. As one commenter put it, "You can't be the face of 'natural bodies are enough' and then sneak off to get surgery. That's not self-love, that's rebranding." The plastic surgery didn't exist in a vacuum. It stacked onto everything else: the restrictive eating, the curated image, the hypocrisy. And suddenly, Clara Dao didn't look like a body-positive role model anymore. She looked like just another influencer chasing a standard she told everyone else to ignore. 5. The bigger problem with influencer culture. The Clara Dao controversy didn't happen in a vacuum. It's part of a much larger, messier story about what happens when influencers become brands. Clara was once the comforting voice telling girls, "You're enough as you are." But as her platform grew, so did the pressure to maintain an image. And that's where authenticity blurs. When your lifestyle becomes your livelihood, it's easy to lose sight of where personal truth ends and performance begins. And Clara's not alone. She joins a long list of creators who built empires on self-love and empowerment, only to subtly, or not so subtly, push impossible standards. Whether it's filtered photos, secret surgeries, or restrictive eating dressed up as wellness, the message to young fans becomes warped. You're enough, but only if you're like me. This has real emotional consequences. Clara's audience wasn't just watching for entertainment. They were watching for guidance, for validation, for hope. And now, many of them are left questioning, should I be eating less? Is self-love not enough after all? Was she faking it the whole time? The damage isn't just to Clara's brand, it's to the trust young viewers placed in her, and in influencer culture as a whole. Because when content becomes currency, what gets sold isn't always real. So, can Clara Dao recover her image? The internet doesn't forget. But can it forgive? Clara Dao's journey from beloved body positivity icon to one of the most controversial influencers of the year has left a lot of people confused, disappointed, and frankly, hurt. So now the question is, can she rebuild the trust she once had with millions of young women who looked up to her? Or did she fundamentally break her brand by contradicting the values she once stood for? Some say this is just personal growth. Others call it a public betrayal. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more honest breakdowns of the internet's biggest stories. That's it for today, folks, and I'll see you in the next one.